Good evening and beyond Venu, my fond fair friends, family, and subscribers. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 3 of What If Naruto Had Solo Leveling Dungeons and Dragons style. Where we last left off... oh, the bell test began. Naruto showed off, and the Team 7 was properly formed, with Shikamaru, Hinata, and Naruto. Now the true fun begins, as they go through their whole standard testing. And what do I mean by testing? Oh, well, that's quite simple. You know, the minor little missions, catching the cat, goes a bit completely differently considering Naruto and Hinata, well, essentially Shikamaru is waiting at one side of town while Hinata and Naruto chase, track, and then corner the cat into Shikamaru's area where he'll use Shadow Possession Jutsu to, well, stop it from moving to the point to where Naruto and Hinata can easily grab it and take it back. A few other minor missions here and there, blah blah blah. And that's when they come across, well, the village hidden in the mist. Oh yes. For this time, it is an escort mission. Basically, bring this person to a bridge so they can help build bridge. And they go, Naruto's even thinking to himself, that doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right at all. What do you mean? Well, that's a pretty important assignment to be on the D rank roster. Why on earth is it like that? It's just a man building a bridge, yes, but depending on where the bridge is being built, a lot of things could go wrong, a lot of things could be needed. I mean, he's needing an escort to build a bridge. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it just doesn't feel right, you know? Possibly. As Naruto thinks over this in his head, going, why do I not feel right about this? As he just brushes it off and they all start to leave. Hinata has gotten a little bit better at being around Naruto. And I do mean a little bit. She isn't fainting from over-interaction and overstimulation from him because she's gotten used to being around him somewhat. She's, well, still a blushing, crazed mess. But at least she's no longer fainting. That's a plus, right? And Naruto, still the unwise person he is, still thinks that she just doesn't like him all that much. But she thinks she's getting to grow on him. Or he believes that he's growing on her, so he's happy to have her along nonetheless. And as they're continuing along their path, finally getting to their target, the bridge builder, they start walking in formation. Shikamaru and Hinata behind the bridge builder while Naruto takes point in front of them. And then Kakashi is all the way in front and head of Naruto. And that's whenever Naruto hears something. A loud whooshing sound. Almost as if something is carving through the air. As he stops everyone and turns, you're like, wait, what's that sound? As, huh? As everyone notices the giant MFing sword. The comical cloud-like blade flying through, impaling itself upon the tree. As everyone turns to look at it and, well, Zabuza appears. As, oh yes, he is quite the sight. Terrifying presence and all. And then Zabuza just goes and states, hand over the bridge, builder, and no one gets hurt. Understand? Naruto immediately calls forth his short sword, going, you're gonna have to try and take him from me, you old bastard. Old... You're a cocky little shit, aren't you? Not as cocky as you if you think you could take anything from take one of our missions. Who the hell do you think you are? As Kakashi's just going, don't know whether to salute him for his bravery or to smack him upside the head. I'm Zabuza. But you won't need to know that once I'm done with you. As he pulls out the sword, going, and begins to walk forward, Kakashi gets in front. Well, moves in front of Zabuza, basically stating, this is between me and you, not the kids. Pardon me a moment. And, well, that's when the shit hits the fan. Everyone starts, they both start clashing. And I do mean clashing. Kakashi and Zabuza, him using his sword to swing it down upon Kakashi. Kakashi parrying it and deflecting it with his kunai as he gets in small pock shots here and there. Moving along the water, running along the water, as, well, the real fun starts. And what do I mean by the real fun? Simple. Water clones start to approach and attack the trio. As Hinata first notices and lets Naruto and Shikamaru know. As, well, they get in a stance. Shikamaru thinking, okay, here, what do we do here? As Naruto just smiles and says, we fight, that's what. He rushes forward into the small clone squad that's coming for him of Zabuzas and starts slashing and hacking at them with his short sword. And boy, does he surprise them with his speed. An 18 in speed does carry you a long way. As they try and attack, slash at him, move around him with kunai of all sorts of shapes and sizes as well. Naruto simply ducks forth, slides underneath their legs, hacking off limbs with that short sword, stabbing into the chest cavities of other clones, slicing and dicing, not even giving a hint of resistance or remorse. Resistance. Not even giving a hint of remorse or, I would say, whatever. not even giving a hint of remorse as he slices and dices his way through. And, well, both Hinata and Shikamaru notice this. Notice the way he's attacking these things. True, they're clones, but, pardon, it's almost as if he's relishing this combat. Almost as if he's enjoying the kill. As he begins to hack and slash even more and more furiously. And at one point, well, when Hinata's getting cornered and her taijutsu is about to, and she's forced to use her taijutsu to try and stop these creatures, stop these water clones. But right when she makes contact, they begin to form the water prison. Naruto gets even more angry and lunges himself forward in that direction, taking a hit along the way as he passes a few clones, not caring about the damage, not caring about the kunai in his arm, not caring about the blood he's losing or letting. As he reaches his hand out, tapping the side of the clone that's imprisoning Hinata, and goes, "Cone of cold," freezing that creature instantly as he spins around and stabs into that creature, stabs into that clone of Zabuza with the short sword, twisting it as it enters the ice, shattering it and dispersing the water that's imprisoning Hinata. As he tells her, "Melee's not an option." As he goes, "Barehanded's not an option. Use your kunai." "I don't." As he reaches into his bag and pulls out 2 kunai. "Use these then." As he releases his belt that has his pouch of kunai and shuriken on him. "Next time, make sure you pack." As he begins to charge back into the fray. As Zabuza is noticing this, he is knowing that his clones are being shredded apart. As Shikamaru is using one of his own clones against the others with his shadow possession, using one to smash and bash the others, destroying them with his own jutsu. But that's whenever Zabuza has had enough. While fighting Kakashi, water style, water shark jutsu. As it roars forward, lunging at Kakashi. Kakashi also reveals his Sharingan and goes, water style, water shark jutsu. Correction, that was water dragon. I feel like an idiot. 2 big different things right there. Water style, water dragon jutsu, water style, water dragon jutsu. As they both lunge, the dragons intertwine and lunge at each other. However, this is just a distraction. As Zabuza jumps off from the dragons that clash into each other and goes straight for the bridge builder. He goes straight towards him to cut him down. However, Naruto gets in the way. Naruto brings out his short sword and holds it straight up to block the impact. And he does. However, upon doing so, upon parrying Zabuza's blade, upon absorbing the impact, that short sword, that barely 1.5 foot long blade cracks and shatters underneath the might as it cleaves through, sending shards of metal everywhere. It just barely is able to deflect the blade far enough to avoid Naruto's vitals and scrapes through his arm, carving a good bit into it, I should say, without getting too visceral. As Naruto moves and gets it out of the way, son of a... As both Shikamaru and Hinata go, Naruto, are you okay? Naruto! I'll be fine. Are you sure about that, kid? I don't really think that you are in any position to claim that. Let me take the bridge builder, and all this will be over as Naruto takes a deep breath. Second wind. And that's when Zabuza notices something very strange. As the gash along Naruto's arm, and on his other side, where the kunai from his clone bit into him, they both begin to heal and reseal themselves. As Naruto states, don't ever count me out the fight. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care who you believe yourself to be. Nor do I care about anything you're trying to do. I am Naruto Uzumaki of the Hidden Leaf Village. And if you want to try and claim any prize from me, to take my missions from me, to target the ones that I am there to protect, then I will break every bone in your body. As he then uses his other Eldritch Knight summons to call forth his bow and then his quiver. As he jumps back and says, Shikamaru, now! Right, Shadow Possession Jutsu! As quickly and efficiently, Zabuza has to dodge back, flipping and dodging to make sure he avoids Shikamaru's shadow possession. But as he does, Naruto knocks an arrow and looses a volley, firing shot after shot, loosing shot after shot, I should say, since that is the technical term, into Zabuza's area. Zabuza holding his sword up in a defensive manner. But upon doing that, Kakashi comes forward, Lightning Blade, and attacks Zabuza, hurting him gravely. However, upon him doing this, Zabuza quickly disperses, switching around. He knows that he's in a very big amount of trouble. Coughing up blood, trying to stay on his feet, as he sees how greatly he's miscalculated. As upon that time, a sin bone is thrown, impacting him in the neck, paralyzing his body, laying him down upon the ground. As a strange person in a kimono, wearing a mask, an Anbu mask as Naruto would recognize, walks forward, picking up Zabuza as Kakashi begins to walk forward, stating, "Why did you do that? So he was after you, huh? Or rather, I should say, you were after him?" Completely taken off guard by this person's sudden appearance. Yes, I was after him. I thank you for holding him at bay for as long as you have. Apologies for not getting here sooner. He is in my bingo book. As Kakashi acknowledges and accepts this, as Naruto is going along the lines of bingo book, bounty book. It's what we call them. It's the Ambu's nickname for their bounties. Zabuza, Demon of the Mist. Oh. Naruto acknowledges this, goes up to the person and does a bow. Thank you for assisting us. He was quite the pain in the ass. As, while he can't see the face of this person, he can feel a smile, or possibly a grimace. As she disappears, and Naruto walks back and takes a knee. Ah, that hurt. As Kakashi goes up to him going, "Are you okay? Are you sure?" I'll be fine. Oh, it just... Ow. My muscles are sore. Second wind is not something you want to pull off in the middle of combat. What was that? Breathing technique. It allows you to focus up the energy around you and use it to quickly heal up any wounds or patch any sore spots on your body. Open wounds on your body. Only problem is it uses your muscles and tenses them up doing so. So it hurts like hell afterwards. Get a bit of a cramp. I see. Well, it's a small price to pay for keeping your arm. Yeah, but now my armor's thrashed. As they get moving. Back to the bridge builder's house. Naruto primarily keeps quiet upon entering, not wanting to disturb the family or the child. Basically, just wanting to be on his own for a little bit as he thinks about what happened today. As he goes over in his head how he could have done things differently. What got into him when he was fighting? He never felt that bloodlust before. As upon the next day, Kakashi, he informs them that it's time to increase their training, that he's going to teach them how to walk on water. And Naruto, he's doing shit in his mind, just like, I do not like where this is going. As well, Hinata picks it up relatively quickly, being able to walk along the side of trees and even upside down on some of the branches. Shikamaru is able to pick it up relatively quickly, but he's a lazy bastard. Not really caring if he does or doesn't. Naruto, he can't pick it up whatsoever. Nope. Because Naruto doesn't use jutsu. He doesn't in the slightest. As Kakashi essentially tells him, don't worry. Those two are prodigies. You'll catch up in time. Because no one knows he doesn't use jutsu. They just think he's using very strange jutsu. As Naruto says, yeah. Thanks, Sensei. as they call it a night. However, upon that time sleeping, Naruto gets... Pardon me. Sorry about that. Upon that night, as everyone was resting, Naruto got this feeling, this urge. He got up, walked outside, as suddenly his mind started to get this sharp, intense, ringing pain going through it. What the hell is this? As suddenly, inside his head, dungeon, dungeon, alert, dungeon has been detected. Dungeon has been detected. Do you wish to delve? Naruto gets up and shakes his head going, yeah, sure. Who knows? Might be a good way to get my mind off of this. As upon him saying yes, everything begins to take on a dark grayish tone, as the entire world around him seems to stop. Droplets of water hang in the air. As Naruto moves through, he can see attached to a tree is a door that he never saw before. As he pulls it open and enters, it says, "Warning, Lair of the Spider. Do you wish to delve? Must be at least level 3 to continue." As Naruto just smiles and says, "Hell yeah," as he presses yes, and there he goes, falling straight down into the spider's lair through multiple webs, as upon landing, boom, he realizes this place is dark and dank and very moist, very humid. He looks inside his bag and he brings out a torch, lights it in his offhand as he takes out a kunai, prepared for anything he may come across as he walks through the dungeon, going, where the hell are they going? As soon he hears scuttling, creeping along through the walls, through the caverns, as he slowly and carefully looks around the corners and sees giant dog-sized spiders crawling around. And when I say dog-sized, I'm not talking Chihuahua. I'm talking Great Dane. I'm talking 5 foot tall, 5 foot tall, 5.5 foot wide, big ass spiders with venom dripping off their fangs and everything. Oh yeah, we're talking about the big boys. As Naruto just cracks a wicked smile, stating, why did it have to be like this? As he begins to think, okay, what to do. As he looks in his offhand that he's holding behind the corner, he says, alright, I think I got a plan. As he throws swings around his torch and throws it into the big webs that are connecting inside that wall, the corridor, I should say, blocking the tunnel. Upon hitting it, the webbing bursts into flames, scattering and causing the spiders to squeal and scream in agony as they dodge and run scurrying about, scuttling in madness as more come. And Naruto says, this is gonna be fun. He pulls out his bow and begins to knock arrows, loosing them into the targets. Headshot, 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 body shot to thorax, leg shot, headshot. Virtually each and every attack. Kill, 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 pin, kill. But there's more of them coming. More of them are alerted. He has done woken up the nest. As he says, alright, now it's time for the real fun to start. As he begins to knock another arrow, realizing he's already knocked as many arrows as he can. His quiver is empty. As more and more spiders begin to emerge and come forth, he goes, shit, and turns and runs. He runs full sprint as fast as he can, trying to avoid the shots of webbing and venom and poison and acid coming towards him. As he's able to dodge, weave, and maneuver, and eventually hide, using prestidigitation to cover himself in the grime and to camouflage his look, to change his, clothing's appearance to that of grime and gunk and webbing that the wall has. Able to change his smell to that of just being a part of the wall itself as they all run forward past him. And as the last spider begins to hobble forth, realizing that it's one of the ones he pinned in the thorax, Naruto makes a very desperate move. He takes out one of his kunai very quietly. He then swings around and steadily and quickly impales it through its eye, impacting the brain as it drops to the ground, and he pulls the arrow out, going, at least I have one shot now. As he takes out his kunai and places it in his bag, then realizing, scratch that, I may need it. As he lights off another tinder bundle and sets up another torch. He walks throughout the dungeon, hoping not to come across the group of spiders that just ran past him earlier. He explores it, marking off each and every section with a slash on the walls. And that's whenever he notices something very strange. He looks and sees what appears to be a dead adventurer, a skeleton, laying down, fully armed, with what seems to be the remains of skin attached to his body. As Naruto looks him over and examines his bag and arms. In his bag, he's able to find a few potions of healing. Alright. I don't know what this does, suddenly. Would you like to know more information about this item? Yes. Potion of healing allows you to, upon consumption, restores a minor amount of health to the user. Reseals wounds, however, does not replenish blood loss. That could come in handy. As he takes the 3 potions that are in there and stuffs them in his bag. He notices in different vials as well. What is this? Potion of cure poison. Potion of cure poison. cures, cures a person from any poison ailment that is infecting their system. Huh. Another good find, as he stuffs 5 bottles of that inside his own pouch. And that's when he begins to examine the person's weaponry. His sword, his shield. He goes, what the hell are these? As he picks up the person's sword, it's unlike anything he's ever noticed before. It's a long blade, but it has no curve. It's straight. And it's edged on, and it has both the sides of it are sharp. Description: longsword, designed for piercing and slashing attacks. Oh. Why is it edged on both? Why does it have edges on both sides? For quick maneuverability and proper slicing capabilities. Huh? Single-edged blades require you to use more force and power carving through. However, with a double-edged blade, you have more versatility and options, able to possibly cut and slash if one side were to get dulled. Combining that, it also makes a very nasty stab wound. Huh. Wow. It does look good. It's quite exotic. And I did just lose my blade earlier. As Naruto, he takes it. And he says, I apologize for your sacrifice. And I thank you for your gear. Please, rest in peace. As well, the skeleton begins to break apart even further after he messed with it. Slowly but surely, he begins to keep creeping forward, holding a torch in his left hand and a long sword in his right. As he's examining the areas, as he's keeping an eye and ear out, hoping that whatever's come his way either does so soon or not at all. And that's whenever he begins to hear more scuttling and scurrying, screaming of spiders as they are beaten and bashed, the yells of some unknown creatures, some strange little monsters that he's never thought of, as he runs along to examine this, and he sees what seem to be small, scaled men. These creatures with elongated mouths, sharp teeth, wearing tribal-like clothing with clubs and spears, similar to goblins but more well-made. As he looks upon them further, they're fighting off the spiders, but just barely. And every time they begin to lose and lose more. What the hell are these things? Examination. Giant spider. Able to imprison its prey in, webbing. Then uses its highly potent venom to dissolve their insides. Okay, what about the other ones? Kobold. Small dragonling-like creature. Primarily servants to other dragonkind. Primarily servants to other dragonkind. Yes. They are usually very weak and very, very, very helpless. Only able to attack in large groups and numbers, and or if backed up by other creatures stronger than themselves. Strange. As soon as one of the bigger kobolds finally falls, the others begin to scatter and run and just, guess it was right. As that's whenever Naruto gets the idea to move in and finish off the other spiders as they're recovering from the fight. Taking the longsword out and hacking into the spider's thorax, carving out a good chunk of it, splitting it in twine as he moves from one to the other, to the other, to the other. Finally killing all the ones that are there, that are still up. As he examines their bodies and finds a few empty vials, goes, poisonous. He then takes a few of the vials and fills up on the spider, uses the spider fangs and, well, fills them up. He fills them up straight to the brim with that oh so good venom. Pardon me. With that oh so good venom. Why would he do that? Well, simple. He doesn't know what he's going to come across later. But it might be good to have something that could help him out just in case. As he examines this area, he realizes, this place is strange. Even for a dungeon, it's odd. Of course, I've only ever been in one other place like this, but still. Giant creatures, giant spiders. It's a good thing I don't have arachnophobia, otherwise this place would be a nightmare. As well. He continues to, well, do what Naruto do what adventurers do. Loot and scavenge. As he comes across the bodies of the kobolds and just takes up a couple of their spears. They're short spears. To him, they're basically similar to long darts. And he just goes, I may be able to use this. As he stores them on his back and gets ready to move forward. But oh boy, does he not know the challenges that will await him in this dungeon. What will happen? How powerful will he get? Will he level up? All these questions and more shall be answered on the next time of What If Naruto had solo leveling Dungeons and Dragons style. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Please leave a like and comment if you have. And if you don't feel like it, you don't have to. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, signing off.